Peace, love. Think fast, realizing and acknowledging that you shouldn't be scared, or whether it's scared or whether you being like racially indifferent or like culturally indifferent, speaking on like different divination systems and different forms of magic, and and working with it, like say for instance, like remembering that we are God on a human experience, you know and we have been using, so say for instance, we are reincarnated beings, in which I'm gonna get into that, because I realize though some of us have more reincarnations on this plane of existence than others. Like when I think about it, it do feel like if I have had a lot of incarnations on Earth, it was just only like recently, like all before, like what I'm saying, like I wasn't really coming down to this plane of existence, because I realized that's why a lot of us be so like discombobulated and disoriented, because we ain't never been on this level of density before. You know what I'm saying? So it's like that's why I was like, oh, can I go back in the sky? Can I go back, to this realm or this? You know what I'm saying? It's like that vibe comes from us, not being familiar with this earthly plane, and for the most part, in a lot of cases, that's why like we'll come through the portal, of our mother, and our mother, our guardians, or whatever, whoever we, end up with in the beginning of our growth, is coaching us how to be on this earthly plane in so many ways, forms of fashions. But to realize, again, on a reincarnating vibe though, like yeah, like all the divinations and spirituality, in essence was put here by us, in past lives. So like, and what I'm getting at, like if you like into the say for instance, again 3D, the African heritage vibes of dealing with Vodun and Yoruba and Santeria, but then you look at like say for instance like Wicca and rune, like using runes, like the rune word. Matter of fact, if I got an example of runes right here. Let's say for instance like you on that vibe of like here we go. This is some form of runes. The letters. Matter of fact, dealing with runes too, I realize, all runes for the most part are like straight lines, and that's to add more willpower and masculinity and more electricity to the magic that's done with these letters, compared to curvy lines and letters or symbols that would, probably be more magnetic, and not probably, it would be more magnetic and feminine, due to that feminine essence, and matter of fact, the runes kind of stemming from Germanic, Scandinavian, and Anglo-Saxon heritage. But let's just say if I was on that vibe, again, for example, not going back into this, we moving forward, we stepping into the unknown, which is something that, our past, in essence, to a certain extent, was unfamiliar with. It's like, oh, I'm black, and, I'm not Germanic, I'm not Scandinavian, this and that. Then you missing the point. You are God, you are a source on a human experience. You're not fucking black, you're in a black body. And again, for lack of a better word, what this 3D realm, calls, black whatever, that's a bodysuit that you're in this lifetime. That's not who you are. You know what I'm saying? And here it is, you would miss out on becoming, again, like just getting the full circle of, now we talk about getting 360 degrees of knowledge. But if you scared to use a button, that's vice versa. Like if a KKK person or somebody just, don't like, again, 3D words, don't like black people and don't want to deal, it's like, oh, I ain't dealing with that African culture. Like, I'm only going to deal with the Druid information, which that kind of stemmed from it too. But anyway, I'm just going to deal with the, matter of fact, I have the ego trying to get in that little spot. I'm only gonna deal with the runes and witchcraft and Wicca, from my heritage. I'm not gonna deal with it again from my heritage. When again we are sourced on the human experience. All this shit, in essence, is made by us. Regardless of, you know, uh, looking at the, like, what bodysuit we're in this lifetime. You know what I'm saying, and trying to look at it from that perspective. It's like, using all those little divination systems, even down to the, like, Christianity. You know what I'm saying, like, well, burning a Saint Gabriel candle, or like what I do mostly is Saint Lazarus. Lazarus mostly deal with somewhat connected to Papa Legba, but more so with that Baron Samedi Babaluaye energy. But using the last can, I'm not like, oh no, that's Catholic religion. And me of all people, like, y'all done seen my growth through the years of, like, like, and I had to make a joke about it, like, I done finally got off the Christianity ass, as far as, like, harping on. Of course, I speak on truth, which Christianity didn't really deal with. So of course, when I'm speaking on truth, then in that area, it's gonna sound like I'm got some grudge, but no, not no grudge. Like, to each his own. You know what I'm saying? That's all a part of the the aspect. But again, it's using all these different aspects. I'm God on the human experience. Again, put another asterisk by that. Some of us, of course, may not have been frequently on this earthly plane, so not necessarily being the major ones of setting up these divination, but to a certain extent, because we may have been contacting from a non-physical aspect, energy or beings on this earthly plane, and kind of dropping those little seeds of information to start these divination. Almost like, so say for instance, picture like in the past, way back, we was like more in our quote unquote angelic form, for lack of a better word, but like on that spirit guide type of vibe of, like, coming, dealing with beings that were on the earthly plane, but we weren't manifesting physically, but we were the beings that were like, all right, hey, you're gonna create some symbols and we're gonna call this runes, or you're gonna work with the yellow energy and call it Oshun. You're gonna work with the red energy and call it Shango. You know what I'm saying? Like, we could have been those beings that, whether, again, either way it goes, still we had something to do with it, whether we were in the physical or in a non-physical form, and just sharing the information like that. But again, it's all, God is everything, source is everything. And that's going into a human aspect whenever you're just looking at it like, oh, just this part is what I'm going to deal with because that's part of my heritage. Even look at the word my, my possessive ego, like, like I own this, like, which in the context of just using it on the fly, I'm not saying like, if we use the word my, then we automatically go into our ego, but just realizing though that it does have that connotation, my heritage, that ain't true. Like, you fucking God on the human experience, all this shit is your heritage in essence. You know what I'm saying? But again, not being not letting the aspect of just looking at your existence in this earthly plane is just from the perspective of your bodysuit. It's like realizing I am source on the human experience. All these little forms of divination was left for me to deal with, you know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna deal with it. Again, that's like me saying, oh, I'm not gonna read no Carl Jung book because he was white, or a white person, like I'm not gonna read no who it is, BP Beverly Pascal Randolph, or Pascal Beverly Randolph, but the brethren who was started the Rosicrucians in America, and was like basically started the beginning works of Tantra, and sex magic, you know what I'm saying? But it was a melanated brethren. That's like somebody like, oh, I'm not gonna deal with that information, like, because I'm white and that's not my heritage. I'm not gonna even tap into that, It's like, oh, well, you losing out, and that's vice versa. On anybody choosing to over-identify with your bodysuit, then you're gonna, stop yourself from becoming your greatest version and really, stepping into these realms. So just wanted to, share that. Ain't nothing too deep. Just again, just realizing that if you get too identified with your bodysuit in a certain egoic position, then you're dampening your powers. You know what I'm saying? You're dampening how much you could expand. So just something to realize. Again, matter of fact, I was all in this little witchcraft wicked book, because matter of fact, I tell people like witchcraft, magic, being a shaman. Matter of fact, even tapped into doing like Yoruba and Santeria work. You know what I'm saying? Like that's all. Cause matter of fact, yeah, like the priestess from Santeria, like that's all basically the same thing, just done a little bit differently due to cultural differences. And I say differences like like differences like we had each other, but just being different in general. But just realize source on the human experience. All this is you. But peace. Happy now. Now to vibrate, of course. Not going too far in the future. Not going too far in the past. Right now. Peace, peace.